Wednesday night live. Yes, a very good evening to you. It's Wednesday the 15th of June 2022. And the beginning of summer has started, hasn't it, eh? What's it like where you are? It's very nice. That's why I have the sunflower shirt on today. I think I might have worn this last week. I'm not quite sure yet. But it has been washed since. Yes, it has. I don't wear the same clothes without washing them. Not more than 2 or 3 days in a row. So, yes, I hope the weather's been rather nice where you are. We haven't even started yet. And the very, very kind Gary Ross over in Northern Ireland has sent a little tip through already. Thank you very much, Gary. It's much appreciated, all right. I can feel a little ulcer on the side of my tongue. Where is it? Just there it is. And it's kind of grating against my teeth, so we might not be here long tonight. We'll have to see how that goes, okay? It's nice to be back again, gang, as always. I wonder if the ulcer, it might have been caused by this. By the way, bless me, Father, for I have sinned just before the show. I was having these earlier. I was having a FaceTime with my mate. And he said, are they for sharing? I said, yes, they are. Oh, there's no one here. Can't share them then, can I? Do you like these? They're on special offer at the moment in a cooperative retail society at £1.25. None left. Unlucky. And when you have something like that, before you go to bed, you should always floss your teeth, right? Now, the floss I use usually is the Oral-B one. You know, the little white plastic circular thing, and you pull a bit out and lasts for ages, right? That's what I normally use. And I went into Superdrug on Sunday, just after church this week, and I went in for some, and they didn't have any. But they did have this. Oh, hang on a minute. I've mucked this up now. Just a minute now. I'll do it in a minute. Anyway, they did have this, and I thought, new dental floss, okay? Wisdom Renew Dental Floss, bio-based, sustainable source, okay? You probably know the normal Oral-B flossing stuff. When you throw it away, you just know that that's not going to disintegrate in the ground very well at all. So I thought, well, I'll give this a go, as that's all they had left. Vegan wax coating, 100% plant-based floss. So it's all no plastic, okay? It comes in a little cardboard thing, and it does. There's a hole here, and it should be coming out the hole there, but it's not. So I think I might have broken it off at the wrong point. Let me see if I can get it out now. Oh, there we are. There. Just get the end of it and pull it through the hole, and we'll try this out. Yes, thank you very much, Gary, for my early tip today. Oh, there it is. So we'll put that in there. Oh, by the way, hello to my my sister and brother-in-law. The family are up in Scotland at the moment, visiting my lovely niece. There we are. Okay. And that just comes out like that. All right? Just like normal floss. And I have tried it. Right? I have tried this already. And see... So that does look like a normal piece of floss, doesn't it? Right? And the idea is you tighten it and you put it in between. So you try and tighten it. Oh. Okay, so I thought, well, maybe I've been a little bit harsh with the tightening there. Okay? Now, got to tell you, the Oral-B one, the one that's bad for the environment, doesn't do that. Very, very difficult to break. However, this is the biodegradable one. So... You get a bit out, all right? Wrap it around your fingers gently. Don't start tugging it to see how strong it is. And then the idea is you put it in your teeth, right? And you do your teeth like that. Absolutely useless. And I must have got through about 8 pieces of this trying to do my teeth. And I don't know about your teeth, but some of them, the gaps are not as wide as in the others. And that's the ones that it keeps breaking. And it is absolutely useless. So there you go. Take a note of that. Don't buy it. If you're a tooth flosser, and I hope you are, there's a lot of dirty, filthy people out there who don't floss their teeth. Is great nephew George and James and great niece Emily watching tonight at all? Do you floss your teeth? Do you? I hope you do. I want video evidence of you flossing your teeth. Otherwise, I won't believe you. Won't believe you. Okay. So there you go. Vegan dental floss, bio-based, sustainable product, 100% plant-based. In the bin. Absolutely useless. Seriously, about 8 pieces I broke, and then I gave up in the end. So I meant to go and get some down the co-op today, where I bought these. And especially now that I've had these, I feel that I need to floss my teeth, but I haven't got any left. Only that stuff. I need a break as soon as I blooming well try and use it. If you'd like to join in today, you can send us a text up there in the left-hand corner. 07451 287 337 is my text number. It's just a normal text number, okay? It's not premium rate or anything like that. But that's the best way to get a direct message to me. Or you can send an email. I've got an email address there, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. And I will also be popping in and out of the chat box now and again, okay? I don't always see all the messages in there, because everyone's talking to each other, uninteresting conversations. It can't be anything more interesting than watching me rather than your conversations, okay? So if you put a message on there, it might get missed. Then again, it will probably get noticed. So take your pick. Take a risk. Take a risk. How about taking a risk with your T-shirts? Because Vera, good evening, Vera. I'm sure she's with us already there. Vera has sent in T-shirt in or T-shirt out. Now, what do you prefer, T-shirt in or T-shirt out? I have a pair of shorts that I had on Monday, I think it was, and as I walked out of the house to go up to the swimming pool, I noted that they were a little bit loose. And you know, like some of those people, a lot of the Americans do it, where they have their trousers or shorts hanging round their arse. Have you seen that? And they have to keep pulling them up. And it was a bit like that. It was most annoying. Anyway, so I thought, what I'll do is tuck my T-shirt into my shorts and fold it up round the edge, therefore expanding myself a little bit. Not that I need to be expanded, I have to tell you that now. I think there's enough expansions going on around here. But I did that anyway, and it kind of worked to a point. But as I walked around, I kind of looked down at myself and I thought, nah, this don't look right. So I was reduced to becoming a New Yorker, and as I walk around, hoisting up my shorts every few steps. You know, I mean, how has that even become a fashion all those years ago? I mean, it's been around for a while now, hasn't it? How did that become a fashion where it's just you have a pair of trousers or shorts on and you don't have anything to hold them up and they're too big? Anyway, so that's what I did. But Vera, I think it was a conversation I was having to Vera on the phone, actually. And then she sent this in. I thought this would be a good idea to hold your T-shirt in place. And she sends in this picture here, which is excellent. Which is an excellent idea. I'm not quite sure where I will be ordering those from, Vera. Do let us know. Is there somewhere in London? Or is that like an American thing? Thanks for sending that in, Vera. Oh, we nearly finished the show early then with our globe. All right, thanks very much for that, Vera. Let's say hello to some of you this evening. Texted in there. Hello to Gary Ross. Evening, Gary. Once again, thank you very much for your tip this morning. Who says, all right, Chris, I'm disappointed Boris Airlines has been grounded before it took off yesterday. Yes, it did. I heard it was no staff. They didn't have enough staff on, apparently, to serve the passengers' meals as they fly across and to their lovely holiday destination of Rwanda. Has anyone been there at all? I'm kind of imagining if John Parrish is there. Yes, he is. I'm wondering if John Parrish has been to Rwanda. Is that Africa? I think it's Africa, isn't it? Has John been there at all? I mean, we see the videos of. I mean, it looks quite a nice hotel, to be honest, where the immigrants would be sent for processing. Whether, of course, it's not actually like that, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But yes, Boris Airlines, apparently there wasn't enough people to go on the plane and do the sort of in-flight stuff like meals. And the entertainment system wasn't working either. I mean, you can't expect those people to fly on that plane for so long without so much as a TV set or a cup of tea, can you? Eh? No, there's no duty freeze. No, dear. Thank you, Gary. Hello to Vera. It's Vera from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Good evening, Vera. Who says, hi, Chris. Oh, okay, that's something else there. Okay, she's jumped forward a little bit there. Good evening to Jason Hughes. Evening, Jason. Hello to young Steve in Dagenham. Evening, Steve. Looking forward to another little great show. Well, it might not be great. It's not always great, dear. I'm feeling pain and suffering at the moment with this little ulcer on the side of my tongue, which is most annoying. It'll probably disappear completely while I'm asleep later. Evening to Shania on the Isle of Wight. Evening, Shania. And John Parrish says, the way of wearing loose shorts comes from prisoners. Thank you very much for that, John. Don't think I'll be reading that out, dear. Rude, dear. Rude. We don't do rudeness on this programme, dear. God's sake, man. Have you been to Rwanda? Very difficult to say. Over in the chat box, we've got Gar. Hello, Gar. Who's in the bath again. He's always in the bath. Or is it a hot tub or a bath? Need offers of a back scrub. So if anyone wants to go around Gar's house and give him a little scrub on his back tonight, that would be most appreciated. Thank you, Gar. Evening to Derek Martin as well. George Bond has been fishing tonight. Leslie Ross is there. Evening, Leslie. MP Dodsworth says hello to everyone. Yes, Leslie, I haven't heard from you for ages. Hello, Leslie. I wondered if he'd murdered you and dumped the body somewhere. I was concerned, Leslie. Hope you're well, darling. Okay. And that's it, is it? Excellent. Excellent. Okie doke. Okie doke. So there we are. And on the text, John Parrish hasn't been to Rwanda, only next door in Zambia. Is a very dangerous place, yeah. I mean, I know people go to these places on holiday. I'm a bit funny with holidays, and I don't want to go anywhere where I don't feel particularly safe. Mind you, I mean, there's some streets, you go New York, don't want to walk down some of the streets there, do you? Eh? Okay. Hello to Chris, SCTV, who wants to know, is anyone watching today's show from the toilet? Now, who is sitting on the toilet at this very moment watching this show? Come on. Hands up who takes a mobile phone into the toilet. Hello, that's me. Do you? I get bored sitting there. I kind of wonder what we used to do in toilets before mobile phones. I mean, I never took a book in there. I know I've used some people's toilets over the years in their homes, and there's like a little table with well, not so much now, a little table with books in it. Now I can't think that I'd want to sit in a toilet without my mobile phone in my hand. John Parrish takes the phone in the toilet, doesn't you? Hey, hello to Steve Clark. Evening, Steve. He watches the show on the toilet. What, are you saying it's crap, the show? I agree. And that leads us very nicely onto this little story here. Someone takes around her own toilet seat on tour. Do you have toilet facilities when you're not in the house? That's the question. There you go. When you're in the car, do you have, if you got absolutely desperate, do you have toilet facilities in the car? Something, whatever it is. We need advice from people, because there might be people watching today and say, I wish I could have a toilet in the car. Well, the Daily Star reports Ariana Grande. I know who. I can hear you saying it. Who? She's like one of them modern type singer people, right? Exclusive. Capital FM presenter Roman Kemp. Oh, it's so gorgeous, dear. Roman Kemp has claimed US pop sensation Ariana Grande always brings her own toilet seat on tour with her while speaking at the Capital's Summertime Ball. Did you get invited to that? Listen, you wouldn't want to be there. Screaming kids. Ah! Harry Styles! Ah! You used to do that to me. Not anymore. Yes, indeed. The Rain on Me singer, who's 28, married her current boyfriend, Dalton Gomez, last year. Speaking to the Daily Star and other press at the Capital Summertime Ball, Capital, over the weekend, Roman Kemp claimed that he had heard rumours of the future Wicked star, which is something I haven't seen, bringing her own toilet seat on tour with her. I get that. I completely understand that, don't you? Wouldn't you? Do you bring your gloves out to places? Put little gloves on or something like that? Speaking about the weirdest rider request of all time, that a rider is like a piece of paper, right, that the artists give in to whoever's booking them and with a list of what they want. Cup of tea, I don't know, bottle of vodka, cucumber sandwiches. What would be on my rider? Yeah, absolutely. Pot of Twinings English breakfast tea. Moistened toilet tissue. I'd have on mine. Yeah. Probably, I can't think of anything else that would be on it. Really, I wouldn't want to eat before I sort of went on stage and did anything really. Oh, mind you, I do have a meal on Saturday nights at work. I have chips and an omelette upstairs, as provided by the pub. Thank you very much. So I kind of do, but I wouldn't want to eat if I was too far away from a toilet. You know what I mean? Because of the IBS. I never ever eat before I'm going on a long journey in the car. And a long journey in the car, I mean in time, not distance. So a long journey would indeed be my trip on Friday and Saturday to Camden Town. It's 35 miles. It can take 2 hours. So what's that average at? 2 hours, 35 miles, 17 mile an hour. Talking of which, I filled up yesterday. Yep, I still had 100 miles left in the tank. Hang on, I'll tell you. Let me have a look in my June invoices. One moment, please. I filled up yesterday. I still had 100 miles in the tank. I don't know what that relates to in litres. But I put in £78.35. And that was £1.86.9 a litre. Pump 11, 41.92 litres. £78.38. And I think for that I got over 600 miles. I can get 700 mile out of a tank easy when I'm being really careful. £78.35. That's almost what they paid me last night. It's not far off that. You all think we're on hundreds of pounds, don't you? No, not the case. That was back in the 90s and the 2000s. Money was pouring in then. Not anymore. So profit. No profit at all. Anyway, back to this story. Yes, the Capital FM DJ told the Daily Star and other press, I heard Ariana Grande brings her own toilet seats with her, and RD wanted only the pink starbursts from the bag in a bowl. Oh, well, I mean, the whole sweet thing, I must admit, when I was a kid, like I would pick out basically only the strawberry creams and the orange creams from, say, Quality Street or Roses, something like that. And as the years have gone on, I've eaten more and more of them, and now I'll have any of the sweets at all in the Quality Street or the Roses tins that come out at Christmas. I have it on good authority that this year's Christmas tins of sweets will contain up to 4 sweets. The tins are like this now. They're quite flat. They're just about to get 4 sweets in there. Yeah, they're still £5. Don't worry. Still £5, £2. What's it? £5. Oh, where's that work out? 5 divided by 4. Oh, I don't know. During his radio show, Roman also told the Daily Star that his co-star Sean Welby can't handle a drink. Oh, well, we all know people like that. As a matter of interest, do you have any toilet facilities in your car? My nephew, Project Man, has a portable toilet in the back of his van and carrier bags. Apparently the carrier bags fit somehow on the toilet. No, there's no photographs of that. I myself have carrier bags in the car and bin liners just in case. I've never ever had to use them. And often a paper cup. But that's easy, you know. It's the sitting down one that would be the problem. Do you have any toilet facilities at all when you're on a journey or anything like that? Do let us know. 07451287337 for your texts, okay? Or send us an email in. Fran Green's there. Good evening to Fran Green. Hello to you, my love. She's enjoying the music on our radio show we do every morning. Hello to Leslie Ross. There she is. Evening, Leslie. Who says, it's lovely to see you watching with my big brother, who I'm visiting, who lives in Stoke-on-Trent. Thank you, Leslie. I knew someone who lived in Stoke. Well, what was his name? Simon Keane. I don't know what's happened to him. He's kind of disappeared, unfortunately. And hello to Tony King. Good evening, Tony. Who says, hi, Chris, hope you're well. I might not email very often, but I'm always here sulking in the shrubbery. Do you need your bushes cut? My garden's alive at the moment. It's wonderful out there. Thank you very much, Tony King. Nice to see you there. Send in a message on the email or the text number, whatever you want there, my loves, okay? Anyone else talking about toilets? What about you, Dan Woodhouse? Do you have a little toilet, perhaps, that you carry around on the train? Do all toilets have trains? There's a good question for you. Do all toilets have do all trains have toilets? I'm not sure. Gary Ross says, I've always a spare diesel drum in the back of my van if I need a wee. Blimey, you must go a lot then, didn't you? I've only got a lot of paper cup. I usually have to fill it up like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, and it goes out the side of the car onto the road. Straight down the gutter. He says, I've been known for me to stop to get in the back of the van and have a pee. It's all private behind the bulkhead. I'm sure it is. Evening to Simon Steele. Evening, Simon. Vectis in the house. I used to keep magazines in the toilet to read. Yep, magazines, books. That's right. I think I used to take in a magazine. We always used to get magazines. I don't buy any magazines at all now. Haven't done for ages. I used to buy once a year certainly the Radio Times Christmas edition. I don't even bother with that now since it went over £5. Picked up this blooming magazine. £5 for a magazine? No, put that back on the shelf. Haven't bought it since. I quite like the front covers on the Radio Times Christmas edition, you know. Hello to the dark side, who's got a disabled key, and boy are they luxury. Oh, I know that. I'm a bit partial to a disabled toilet key. I might have one myself. Luxury in there. Gary, do you stream yourself having Richard III on the bog? No, I certainly don't. Hello to Kevin Woodruff. Evening, Kevin. And Dan says, no, certain trains don't have a toilet. Oh, my God, blimey. Don't think I'll be getting on a train anytime soon. Stephen Dagenham. A large comfort bottle in my car for a wee. Does anyone actually buy those cardboard things? You know, like the things that you can get in a hospital. You can actually buy those on the Amazon, apparently. Huh? All right. What else have we got here today? Let's have a look. American Sweet Shop in Woodhall Spa. Now, you may have seen a story, I think it was last week actually, that talked about the American sweet shops, and there's all sorts of dodgy things going on them. Anyone see it? I've got a video to show you of the brand new Woodhall Spa, where I was last week. Up in Lincolnshire. It's so colourful, these shops. You know, they've got big open windows and all these different coloured packets of sweets, and they're beautiful. They've got one in Woodhall Spa now. The only thing is she's a bit slow. Well, I don't think she's a bit slow. They haven't got enough staff. There's one person selling in there, right? And they do all these different ice creams, one of which is like a bubble... Oh, what's it got? A waffle, a bubble waffle, which is a waffle, okay, which is warm. They put ice cream in it, and whatever else you want. There's other stuff in there you can have. I don't know, blueberries and different sauces and this, that and the other. I had one while I was up there last week. It wasn't cheap. It was over £5. But my nephew had one, Gary. So I chose one as well. And I'll be honest with you, I won't have another one. And the reason is it was filled with hard ice cream rather than Mr. Whippy. And my nephew said, well, that's probably because the waffle itself is warm and it would melt too quickly. So I get that. I wasn't over keen on it, to be honest. They also had a Mr. Whippy ice cream. And I bought my sister this, what is it, rolled ice cream. And she gets out this ice cream and gets loads of fruit and chops it all up and rolls it. And my sister enjoyed that. So I got her one of those. So I'll show you the video in a moment. But the Daily Mail, all is not as it seems. It says in the Daily Mail, the clampdown on the American candy stores swamping Oxford Street began today after counterfeit chocolate bars and dodgy vapes and toys were seized. Now, I think I've seen one or two in Oxford Street. I wouldn't say they were swamping the place, though. But then again, the last time I was there was around Christmas, so I don't know. Trading Standards officer from Westminster Council have raided some of the deluge of tacky, overpriced, US-themed sweet and souvenir shops that have been taking over the high street. Have you been in one? Sweets are not cheap, okay? But you assume kind of that's because they had to come over on a ship, from America. Well, maybe not. It says in the Daily Mail, on Oxford Street, one of the world's most famous shopping roads, even HMV's flagship store has now been taken over as the local authority investigates claims the shops are being used as part of a £7.9 million tax scam. Now, to you and me, that's a lot of money, isn't it? When you hear that Chancellor, Dishy Rishi, when you hear him talking, and he's always giving away loads of money and that, and it's in the billions, isn't it? It's in the billions of pounds, all this money that he gives away. So when they start talking about million, I kind of think, it's not an awful lot of money anymore, is it? £1 million. If I gave you £1 million, okay, if you're 50, 60, 70, you'd probably be all right with that, as long as you own your own house already, right? Okay. But someone young, perhaps in their 20s, if I gave them £1 million, that wouldn't be enough for them to retire anymore. I don't think it would be. Funny, isn't it? I mean, you buy a really decent night. If you want to buy something in London, well, say goodbye to at least half of that. You might get 1-bedroom flat. It won't be a 1-bedroom flat like those lovely modern ones that you see in Vauxhall, places like that. Certainly won't be in central London. £1 million might buy you a flat, I don't know, somewhere a little bit nearer the centre. But it won't be all that. £1 million is not really enough. So when they say 7.9 million, knowing that the Chancellor he talks in billions now, doesn't he? You never see him, honestly, you don't. You don't ever hear them talking in millions anymore. It's always billions. The government has decided to give £15 billion to those people that are too bloody lazy to work. Winds me up, that does. Anyway, back to this. Westminster Council leader tweeted a photo of bags and bags of fake chocolate bars and said over £100,000 worth of counterfeit or illegal goods on my table seized from American candy shops on Oxford Street by a hard-working Trading Standards online. And they nicked counterfeit 2,246 bars of Wonka chocolate. Oh, if only there was a golden ticket in there. We want to see Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And who gave him that name? All sounds a bit dodgy to me, doesn't it? Willy Wonka's chocolate bars. Counterfeit. 2,246 of those were seized by Westminster Council yesterday. 2,838 disposable vapes. That's what... Oh, they stink, don't they? That's both counterfeit and those with excessive nicotine levels. 223 toys with no safety labels. 1,393 counterfeit mobile phone covers and much more. So here's the thing. It says there are now at least 10 American candy stores between Marble Arch and Tottenham Court Road stations alone, equating to roughly one every 200 yards. A bit like the coffee shops in some places, isn't it? Or charity shops. You know, if you're in a town centre and suddenly there's all these charity shops everywhere, you know that town is struggling, don't you? Well, Marble Arch, Tottenham Court Road, that bit between there, 10 candy stores. It says there's been a boom in videos where youngsters try super sour or sweet American treats and drinks the first time. Others filmed staff giving visitors, including some apparently still in primary school, free sweets just for popping in and giving a fist bump. No touching! Coronavirus! So there we are. It seems that there's dodgy stuff going on in these sweet shops. But nevertheless, one of these American sweet shops has opened in Woodhall Spa, and we were up there last week, and I did a little video. Here it is. Ruby's Sweet Treats in Woodhall Spa. Now, when I say the colours, you can see them through the window, but wait till we go inside. It's beautiful in there. Look at all those sweeties for everyone, and also a very nice flat floor. I love the bright colours, and it smells a little bit like when you go to Disney. They got toys in there as well. Okay, can you see the lady at the back? She's making one of those ice cream things. I don't know who that is picking her nose. Toys as well there, and I love those yellow stripes on the wall there. And that's something I bought, and me and my mate tried that out this week, and it was absolutely delicious. Here it is. I kept the can empty now, and this absolutely tastes like candy floss. If you want to try this, I'm sure you'll be able to get it in one of those American candy stores if there's one near you. If not, you can buy this on Amazon, right? They do other flavours. This is cotton candy. They do bubble gum, and they do birthday cake flavour and some others. If you get it on Amazon, you'll have to buy 12 cans, and it's about £1 a can if you buy them off Amazon. Okay, it's actually cheaper to buy 12 cans off Amazon for £1 each, rather than one of those, which I think cost me £1.20. But me and my mate had one of those each on Sunday for dinner, and they are absolutely delicious. Have you ever tried anything like that at all? So that's the American candy shop, and the one you just saw there in Woodhall Spa. Wonderful little place to visit. If only they had some more staff, really. Over on the text then, John Parrish says, I have 2 plastic wee bottles from Amazon in my car. He's got the reusable ones. Very good, John. I hope you put those in the dishwasher with all the other little bits and pieces in there. Vera says, these shops are run, hang on a minute, there's loads of these shops in central London. They are no prices on anything. Oh really? I hadn't, no, those, the shop I showed you, that everything was priced. As I say, not as cheap as going in your local newsagent, but you assume that everything's got to be shipped over from America, so that's kind of fair enough, isn't it? She says there's loads of these shops in central London. There's no prices on anything. So you pick up certain items and go to the till, and then you hit you with a massive bill. I think it's to target tourists. Well, I'm sure it is, Vera, because if I get to the till and something I consider in my mind is too expensive, no, I won't have that. Thank you very much. And put it back. Well, I did that with something the other day. I can't remember what it was now. Or you can do the other. You know, when they say, "How much is that, please?" That's £4. How much? It was scream. How much? And everyone looks round. Vera says, I asked for the prices and he said he didn't know. I went to 3 different shops and it was all the same thing. These are the ones in London, presumably. No prices. And they run, she says they're run by Asians. Well, the one we went to wasn't run by Asians. So I don't know. Don't know how that works. Anyone else been to one of those wonderful places? I like the smell in these places. Hello to Stu Art. Hello, Stu. Nice to see you, sir, over in Germany. Hello to Stu. Okay. Let's have a look. James White in the house. Good evening to James White. Evening to you, James. Gary Ross likes cans of yellow mellow lemonade. Used to drink it when I was staying in Toronto. That sounds quite nice. Yes. Stuart's using a German Amazon tablet, driving me to drink. You're having trouble with that, are you? Kevin Woodruff, wee bottles. He keeps a fabric conditioner bottle under my seat in his car due to the wide neck on it. Yeah, if you say so, Kev. Hello to Rowan Riley. Good evening, Rowan. Welcome to our little show. Better late than never. Everyone's very late this evening. Where have you all been? Hello to you as well. Okay. Looks like no one's tried any of these drinks at all. The date is wrong. Is the date wrong on here? 15th of June. 15th of June. 15th of June. Looks all right to me. There we are. Is the date wrong then? It doesn't matter, does it? I think I had the date wrong the other night as well. I can see it says up there, Chris Reardon live Wednesday the 15th of June. So I think the date appears in several places, doesn't it? I don't know why you worry about that. So let's have a little look at that, Dan. The date. No, I can't. I won't bother now. Won't bother with that one now. All right. Do you remember your childhood best friends? Here's a question. You can call in on this one if you want. We're about to open the phone lines. At least one person will ring in tonight. No one has a bother. I sit here lonely as anything. No one cares. No one cares. You know, I have people ring me up here before the show's on, and I have to say to them, I'm sorry, I've got a show on. Oh, you haven't got time to talk to me? No. And I do the show, and still no bastard rings in. What a waste of time. Who? What was I going to do? Your childhood best friends. Childhood best friends. Do you remember yours? Are you still in touch now? The Mail Online reports there's no heartache like splitting up with your childhood best friend. I don't think I split up from any of my childhood best friends. We just moved on along the way, you know. Like, certainly when you get a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then those friends that you were hanging around with, you don't hang around with them anymore. I've certainly noticed on, first of all, Friends Reunited. Do you remember that website? Friends Reunited. Do you know, I've gone a bit orange, haven't I? The sun's coming in. The sun's coming in there. Hang on a minute. Let's close that curtain. Yeah, that's better. Some silly bastard will say, oh, he's had a jet spray or is it sun spray or something like that. Yeah, you kind of lose contact with these people when perhaps you get a girlfriend or boyfriend or they do, and then the phone call signers stop and you move on. Doesn't necessarily have had a row. But the Daily Mail reports the breakup wasn't mutual or dignified for this lady here. Certainly not from my point of view. No, you can't get married, I pleaded, sinking dramatically to my knees as my world crumbled around me. And often, your best, closest friends can see something that perhaps you can't. You know? Telling you perhaps not to get married. She says that this wasn't, however, a scene involving a boyfriend who had announced he'd fallen in love with someone else. No, it was the moment my best friend Lisa told me she'd got engaged and we would consequently not be spending our gap year together. This betrayal occurred when I was 18, and no exaggeration, it took me nearly 30 years to get over it. And I think in a way, over years, I think you can be hurt more perhaps by your best friend than anyone else? I had a best friend once. I won't tell you which one it was actually. And I was going out with someone, and I found out there was goings on while I was at work. They were both living here. There was goings on while I was at work. And that's really one of the worst things. Long, 30 odd years ago now. Long, 35 probably. Long, 35, 45, 50. Yeah, about 35 years ago. And that is the worst thing, to have your best friend stab you in the back. It's just awful. Has it ever happened to you at all? No names. Okay, no names. She says, while much has been written about the agony of lost romantic love, which I think is a completely different thing, it's rarely touched upon how passionate and intense friendships can be, especially we are in our teens and early 20s. That's girls and boys, you know. You've got friends around you. But not necessarily something bad like I just told you happened to me, perhaps. But just, do you remember your childhood friends that perhaps you're not in contact anymore with? Certainly I mentioned their friends reunited, and when that was around, a couple of people I tried to make contact with, I found them and you send them a little message, and sometimes a message comes back and then it stops straight away. And sometimes they just don't answer at all. And you try and mull over in your mind, what did I do to that person that they haven't responded or don't want to continue the conversation? What happened? People perhaps that you sat next to in the school classroom. And it's sad, really, isn't it? But that being said, do you remember your best friend at school? Or just playing out? I think my best friend ever was someone called Steve Short. He was absolutely 100% loyal. Absolutely. Steve Short. I was in the Scouts with him. I met up with him about 10 or 12 years ago. And he came round here, actually. He's been married twice now. And he was working in the pharmacy department in a hospital. I think he'd had that job for a long time. Unfortunately, I've lost contact again now. I can't find him. But it was Steve Short, was probably my best friend as a child, I would say, yeah. Absolutely. So loyal. He would turn up whenever he was going to turn up, or if we were going out somewhere. It's great. There was a bloke called Alan Campbell. He was kind of around the same time as Steve, right? Childhood friends. Who else do we have? Oh, there was Charlie Cooper. Charlie was I had a lot of friends in Scouts. When I left Scouts, or when I finished Scouts, I completely lost contact with Charlie Cooper. I've never been able to find him again. People at school, there was Mark. I used to sit next to him at school, and there was a little bit of he's on my Facebook, but it's not really connecting like we did at school, you know. We used to sit there and have dinner together and create all sorts of mayhem. I just remember sitting next to him always in the geography class because it was particularly boring and taking the mick out of everyone. In primary school, it would be Gary Manners and Tony Busher. And me and Gary we used to get Tony in the library and beat him up. We didn't really beat him up, just play beating up, you know. Same sort of thing, except you don't get hurt as much. Do you remember any of your childhood friends like that? They're mine. I'm sure there's more than that probably when I think about it. Do you remember yours at all? On the texts, Greg's there. Hello, Greg. Evening, Greg. who says, "Evening, Chris. Hope you're well. I've been enjoying the sunny weather in Hampshire. Yes, and it will get much hotter, of course, for you, Greg, and me here in Berkshire. We're looking at possibly 32 or 33 degrees now, aren't we? On Friday this week. I'm very lucky. I've got 2 lots of air conditioning, one in this room here, which is on at the moment, and one in my bedroom, which is just marvellous. It really is. Is it my clock that's got the wrong date? Is it? Oh, so it is. Look at that. Oh, I wonder why that is then. That's failed. Why is that failed? I don't know why that's saying Tuesday AM. Unless the batteries have died. I don't know. Let's try and move that around here. Tuesday AM and Tuesday. Oh, bum. No, that still says Tuesday AM, and it hasn't. I think the battery's failed on this. Oh, now it says bloody July now. I'm gonna have to go for the old thing. Oh, I can't bear it. Well, I'll take that down now and sort it out later. The battery must have failed in that then. Thank you, Vera. How do the batteries go in this then? Is it in there? Shall we do this now? Open. How do we open this? Oh yes, here's the batteries. I'll bet the batteries are dead in that. Look, they take these. You put the little batteries in here. Look at this. It's interesting, isn't it? Eh? Put that on there. Where's my batteries gone? I had to hide the batteries because my mate nicks them. Oh, he always, if he sees some, oh, I need a couple of those. Well, not anymore, you won't. I hide them. Hang on. Oh, I've got 2 as well. That's handy, isn't it? If you're wondering why I'm doing this while we're doing a show, it's because some arsehole had the cheek to complain. That's why. It's like sport it for everyone else. It's your fault, not my fault. There we are. That's that one. And that's that one. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I chucked away the good one? Right, hang on. Just a minute. I haven't changed those batteries in here for ages. Do you ever do that? You're changing your battery, and then when you replace one, you kind of there is a battery that size, isn't there? Am I right in thinking that? Right, hang on. Where's the damn thing now? I can't stand it. Now, you mentioned it, not me. You're the one that mentioned it. Whoever it was. Now, we'll see if this works now. Right, first of all, can you see that? Now, look, to get that, I've got to go through the whole bloody year now. Now, why isn't that month changing? Oh, hang on. I see. Hang on. That should now go to August. Oh, there we are. Right. So we want May, June. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Okay. June the 15th, isn't it? June the 15th. Hang on. Oh. Wednesday AM and Wednesday. Oh, bloody hell. Oh. I will swear in a minute. June the 15th. Wednesday PM. There we go. Are you happy now? Thank you, not you, Vera, because you didn't complain, love. Thank you. £75 that was, that clock. Have you got one of those? No. Got one? No. lot dearer when they're brand new. It was second hand, that was, from the eBay. We do like a bit of eBay. There we are. Anyway, let's open up phone line now, my darling. Lines are now open. If you want to call in, you may do so. 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. Matt. Oh, hello, Matt. Matt Joplin's in the house. Good evening to you, Matt. Open the line. It's open now. Vera says, I had friends, about one or two, but not best friends until I got much older in life. Looking back into the past, I was better off without them. Yeah, you can feel that. They were never really friends as such. None of them went to the same school as me, even though we had lived in the same area. I lived in Leytonstone. Funnily enough, I got offered a karaoke job there yesterday, Vera. Someone asked me if I'd go to Leyton to do a karaoke night, and I said I'd have a look at the map, and then when I looked at the map, it's even further than Bleaton Walthamstow, so I said no. I don't think I'd take another job in East London. It's just so much hassle to get there. It really is. She said, I lived in Leytonstone, so I had to go to schools in that area. The others lived in Leyton. Oh, the job was in Leyton, actually. So I had to go... so I never saw them. It was just the borderline that separated us. Borderline. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Borderline by Madonna. Do you like Madonna, Dan Woodhouse?
Yeah, she's all right.
Sing us a Madonna song now, thank you.
Holiday. Holiday. Well, I forget how it went now.
Yes, I can clearly. Yes.
Anyway,
how are you today, my friends? All right?
Yeah, I'm currently standing upside down on the bed with a pillow for head supports.
Why are you upside down?
That's just the way this bed's gone.
You're actually upside down with your legs on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Oh.
I needed stretching, you see. That's what I needed. I needed to be stretched.
Yes.
I've a lot of my body has sunk into...
It's sunk, is it, your body?
Yeah, into... Over the years of the last year, you know, my body's just sort of sunk in a bit. It might be able to... Maybe it's the weight that I'm carrying around or whatever. I just don't really know.
What do you mean by your body has sunk?
Well, that's how I feel. I don't feel quite as tall as I used to be.
Oh, so you feel you've got smaller? Okay.
Yeah, I just feel that I've shrunk a bit.
Well,
however, Chris,
you do get smaller as you get older. And what are you now? 52, 53, something like that?
42.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Really? Sorry, I was just looking at your pictures then, and I'm digging myself in here. Carry on, Dan. Anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people get my age confused. That's why I'm mysterious. Anyway, you've been talking about friendships tonight.
Yes.
Mostly of the school type. Well, I must be probably the person on this, you're probably going to ever hear from, who might win the world record. It's not a nice world record, but it's a record for the most number of friends at school who've died.
Oh.
At such a young age. There must be, I think, about, if you count all the primary and secondary school, I think it's gone to about at least 4. Could be, right. Might be a couple more. So, but it's at least 4 people who died.
Yeah, just a minute. Matt, I can't answer your call if I'm on a call. I can only do one at a time, Matt, so you'll have to wait for Dan to finish, which will be about 4 hours. Carry on, Dan.
Yes, I'm the Ken Dodd of Chris Reardon phone calls. Make sure he brings sandwiches. So, yeah, there was one of them actually died while he was at school.
Right.
And the other 3, but one of them I didn't know quite so well, but the other 2 were actual best friends of mine. One of them died only about just over a year after having left school. He was... What, 20? He just turned 18.
Oh, what happened to him?
Well, it was meningitis, septicemia.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I had these girls knock at my door and say... Daniel Michael Rowe died, and I went, what? And then I went, Mum, Michael Rowe's died, and she's come running out. And she thought there was a big thing, there was a big thing that someone had contracted that, and it was like the first case of it ever being known around, definitely in the area. Not a lot of people had ever known about it, and all that. And it went on the news.
So who else? How many did you say? 15.
4.
Oh, 4. I beg your pardon. Where did I get 15 from then? Did you say 15 something? I don't know what's going on.
No.
So four of your friends have died.
Yeah.
That's quite high at 40, I would say. Yeah.
And so I've never really been, but you know, I do like to think that what I've lost from one, I've gained from others.
Yeah.
Who've come in my life.
Who was your best friend? I know you've got a girl. Is it Penny or someone?
No, Penny Hale, yeah.
Yeah.
She was actually out with me on Saturday.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you go?
Well, because I'd mentioned that there was this Stockwell bus depot open day. And I said, oh, I'm just going there. And then she went, oh, I'll come. I went, what? You want to come? I thought we was on holiday.
Stockwell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dodgy old area, Stockwell.
Yeah, well.
A lot of muggings around there.
Yeah, so we've heard of over the years.
Right.
Normally you're all right in daylight as long as you go with a friend.
Yeah.
And so we got there.
Yeah.
There weren't much. There was a load of RTs. We had all these RT buses parked up, and nearly all of them, they all had the front, the rear platform blocked off. No one's allowed to board it. The rear platform blocked off. They can actually they've just got maybe a sort of wooden door or something that they can put in that rear platform to block it off to not allow anyone on, because I suppose, they're preserved buses, so they can, they might be vulnerable to people jumping on them and vandalising them when they're left unattended.
What do you mean what, in the garage, platforms?
Yeah, I don't know. On the old buses like RTs and Route Masters and
What's
all that.
What's an RT? A Route Master, yes, okay.
Well, no. Well, the RT was the bus before the Route
Well, you've got
Master.
to tell us that. We don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad
we don't know what that is. You have to tell us. We know what a Route Master is. Carry on.
Yeah.
Bitch.
There was a phalanx of them. All London buses had letter names. NS, ST, and then STL, I think, and then they got to RT, and then RM for Route Master.
Right.
And there was even, of course, there's one bus was there, the dreaded DMS. That was the first ever mass-produced one-man bus. And it was been known as one of those worst buses in London ever. No one liked them because they're always breaking down.
Is that the one with the folding doors?
Yeah, the four-way.
Oh, I like the four-way. I like the four-way folding doors. I like those.
Yeah. And, and the other bus that was there was
hang on
a
minute.
V-type.
You're just telling us about Stockwell, so carry on.
Yeah, the other bus that was there was the V-type. And this was, I think there was only about 3 of them were built. And it was a project to design a bus that could be for one-man operation, but could also be run with a conductor and used like a Route Master. Similar bus. So what they did, they put the engine behind the driver, worst place possible, so all the driver's got that engine noise in his ears.
It'd be hot, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be hot?
Sorry?
Be hot, wouldn't it?
And hot as well, probably, yes. And so they moved the engine behind the driver, and then at the rear, they moved the staircase to the rear, and instead of an open platform, they put the middle exit door was moved also to the rear as well. So you now got this like half of one. Think of it more as like the Boris Masters that are going mad at the moment. It was a bit like that, but and only 3 of them were built before the idea was abandoned.
And was a video made of this? Of your visit to Stockwell Station? I think you should make a video for us.
I had some photos. I think.
Yes, but you need to make a video for us so that I can insert it onto my show. A report from your next bus station or something.
I should have some more photo and video material.
And hold the camera properly that way, sideways, not top ways, sideways.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That when you call it when it's left to right.
No, I think it's called landscape.
Oh no, yes. So of course it's landscape. But when it's vertical, that's portrait. Yes. I should know being a photographer.
So we'll expect a report from your next visit, please, which you can email to me, please. Thank you very much. Have you done it yet? What about now? What about now? Have you done it now? What about now? Have you done it now? Have you sent me anything yet? I'm still looking. Can't see anything come from you. Have you sent anything now? What about
you want
now?
something now, do you?
No, not now.
All right then.
Don't send it 2 minutes before we start the show either. A couple of days before. A report from your next place.
Yeah. Oh, well, because actually, it was, funnily enough, there was a lot of, it wasn't just that Stockwell Depot open day, because when Penny was on the Northern Line, she looked at the line diagram and realised that just before the end at Malden, at South Wimbledon, she saw, Daniel, there's interchange with Tramlink. I ain't been on that yet. And I thought,
is it the thing that goes around Croydon?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I thought, that's funny, because I haven't been on that for about 10 years myself. And so, all right, I thought, Penny, I'm going to take you for a ride on Tramlink. We got further down the Northern Line, trying to find that Malden Road tram stop. Oh, my God, it's miles away from South Wimbledon. They put it on the map like as if it's so close. And yet it's like, you're going, is it here? Is it there?
Oh, did you have to walk more than 30 seconds? That must have tired you out, did it?
Well, it wasn't just that. It was the fact someone had turned one of the signposts round. So what's pointing left should have been pointing straight on.
How inconvenient.
So we've ended up doing a U-shape, going down one street, then up another, and then backtracking to go back to the bloody street where we were in the first place.
How annoying.
Yeah. And we got in this tram anyway, and I got her to into the what we call the Croydon Central, as it's known. And I said, look, it's that Surrey Street Market where I frequented many years ago. Let's go and see if it actually is any better or worse than Romford. Well, it started off all right, but then once we got past the famous overbridge there, the other end of this market, nothing. All the half the stalls had gone.
What do they sell there,
nothing at all. No.
What do they sell?
I thought, I've answered my own question.
What do they sell?
The usual. It's really all fruit and veg, really. I didn't actually notice any meats.
Fruit and veg? And you got a Sainsbury's there or a Tesco's?
Well, in Croydon.
Yeah.
Funny, I didn't actually notice either there, actually. No, I didn't. I don't think there's actually any proper supermarkets in that.
I've got a friend who lives in Croydon.
Yeah.
Matt lives in Croydon. He's been trying to call in while you were there. But you'll have to wait, Matt, darling. We can't do two calls at the same time. Carry on, dear.
Yeah, it's all right. Matt, I'm about 2/3 through, okay? I'm 2/3 through the day.
As less as that, eh? Carry on.
Yeah. So we got through the market. We managed to walk her up to... She's trying to find a pub because she was thriving on ice. She's got this thing for actually eating ice. And,
what?
Yeah, she's Penny L. She's got this thing for eating ice.
Ice, okay.
Yeah. So she's going in and out of pubs, having to buy a cola, and then she pours it in this special cup that she's got, and then pours it. So then I got the ice. So then, right, that's it, Daniel. We're back. We move on. So eventually we get to East Croydon Station. A nice train comes in non-stop all the way to Clapham Junction, then Victoria. So then, just as we're coming up to Victoria, what happens? The regular steam special comes up behind us.
The what?
The regular steam special. Every day, apparently, at least every Saturday, might even be through the week, there's this steam special that always runs from Victoria, with steam locomotive at one end and a diesel at the other. And it's using Metro Camel type Pullman carriages, and everyone's all done up for it in the best top hat white tie and towers and all that. And this train goes all round the south coast, all around Kent or something like that, and they go for a day trip. I think it actually cost them in the end. Everyone pays, I think, about £600 for the privilege. Right. Ooh, £600 for a train. Yeah, I know, but it is lovely. What I see of it is just brilliant. It's the sort of thing you'd do if you had the money, and then so we got through to Victoria, and then Victoria. Then we got off the embankment, said hello to Lisa on the pink pansy flower stall there, and then we walked to Trafalgar Square. And guess what we saw? We saw your clan, your bike clan you mentioned on Monday.
My what?
The naked bike clan.
Oh, you didn't see them all out naked on their bikes?
Yeah, because we're waiting for the...
Not a pleasant sight. You won't see any fit ones.
That's true, yeah. Well, we were waiting for the lights to change, and there's all these people there, and then Penny's gone, oh, look, all these sight, Daniel, they're naked. Here, get quickly, get it on video. Well, but Penny, I don't want it on video. Oh, go and do it. Oh, all right now. So I'm being video in this cacophony. You won't see it on Facebook, by the way. It's been left private. And then there's all these cyclists coming up with nothing on. And then there was this one bloke completely in his birthday suit, not even on a bike, just walking down the road, actually in the road, with all the hanging out and all that, and just as if it was just all perfectly normal.
Did you not? Were you not tempted to join them at all?
Chris, you wouldn't want to see what's underneath my clothing.
No, I think you're right.
It is gross. It's like Epping Forest under my clothes.
Oh, are you hairy?
Yeah, it's not very...
Oh, no, dear, we don't do hairs. My sister's... my niece's husband's like that. My dad was like that. Covered in hairs, like an ape. Covered in hairs, they were. Or my dad was, and my niece's husband is as well. Covered in hairs, like a forest. He takes his top off sometimes, and all these birds fly out that'd be nesting in him.
Yeah, and that's wonderful, because have you noticed as well, Chris, these days, it's like you've got the beardy generation.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that either. Bits of bleeding tomato soup and all that stuck in their dirty beards.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, because all that comes from the twits.
There was a fashion where it was like a bit of stubble, and that was okay, but it's become these blooming great big long beards, and it's vile. Horrible.
Yeah, because that's where Roald Dahl got the idea for the twits from, you know.
Yeah.
It all started off with Mr. Twit. It was all about hairy beards and all that. And he did Roald Dahl. He made this thing that Mr. Twit probably he ate his his breakfast or something, and then all the bits of food got caught in the beard, and throughout the day he'd have some morsels to lick on.
I'm thinking about your hair problem. Do you not think you could go and have one of those waxes? I know some lovely Thai ladies who'd be very pleased to wax you completely, and they put stuff on them, they pull it off, and then you've got no hairs left. And sometimes they do extras as well if you want them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Are they local, are they?
Well, none round here. Most of them are in London. I bump into all sorts of people when I'm doing my work, DJing and karaokeing.
Oh, right. If they're in Oxford Street, that'll be all right, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, obviously not near where you live, because you don't want to get them back to mum, do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's like, she does worry about me.
Yes.
I would admit. And so there you go. So that was really, Chris, in essence, how my Saturday was. It was an absolute. It was a great.
Oh, blimey! Have we only got far as Saturday? Well, we haven't got time to listen to the whole week, dear. I'm afraid.
Nothing else happened for the entire week. I could have gone out on the Sunday, actually.
Yes.
There was supposed to be another bus rally on the Sunday, but actually, I will say in essence, Chris, that what I've mentioned about what was happening with the buses. That's why yesterday, wasn't it? When you actually put me down as this head of trains. That's why I was disputing that, because I'm from London, you see, where in the whole London transport network doesn't really actually thrive. You can't be interested in, you couldn't be interested in trains in London only because buses will then come into it as well. And so with all the other things, DLR, Tramlink, and I mean, even the new Elizabeth line, that is going down as like a totally different form of transport, even though really it's actually a main line.
What, the Elizabeth line? Well, why is it a different form of transport? Still a tube or train in it?
Well, it is, like I said, it is like just another, it's like a glorified another main line, part of the National Rail Network.
Right.
But I think TfL would just want to show it off. If they were to they could just leave it there as part of the national. But, well, then I suppose as well, it's because even London Overground, that's deemed as part of the National Rail Network. But yet on stations, it's shown as separate from all the other train operating companies. So right. I think that's why TfL likes to make it out that there's all these different forms of transport, and I think that's why they do it. I mean, really, the Elizabeth line, it could have just been another part of London Overground.
Are you tempted at all to go on one of the little electric scooters that you can hire? Have you been on one of those yet?
Scooters? You mean these people who come at you from nowhere on the street?
Well, you can hire them, can't you? Those and bikes in London, you can hire them.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Chris, I had a bike once when I was about 13.
Right.
It got stolen from Elm Park Library. And I've never had a bike since. I don't really want to be like. I remember they brought back Reggie Perrin. They did a remake of Reggie Perrin.
Yes.
There was this glorious scene where Martin Clunes as Reggie Perrin, he had this idea that he was fed up with train delays. So he thought, I know, I'm going to go on bike. So he got a bike. He cycled about halfway and thought, oh, God, this is so tiring. And then he looked around, the station's over there. I think I'll carry on by train. But then he realised he's got the bike with him, so he's got to bring the bike on the train. And, of course, it was the morning rush hour, so the train came in, the doors opened, and the whole carriage was packed, all these commuters, and they're all looking at him like, you are not coming on here with that.
No.
That was hilarious. So that's really, Chris, why it's more appropriate for me to be doing like your little head of transport or transport for London.
Well, we can't elevate you any further than head of trains yet. No, that's
so you mean
too
it's pending
far, I
then?
think, really. You're head of trains at the moment. You could be head of transport, depending on how it goes. We'll put it to another vote for our radio listeners each morning again very soon, Dan. All right?
Well, I'll just say to anyone tonight, bear in mind what I just said. Yes.
Pardon?
I'm just telling you other listeners, bear in mind how I just explained all that, you know.
Explained all what?
Well, what I just said then about transport for London is formed of all these different modes of transport, and you can't really have one without the other, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
Cheerio now. Bye-bye, Dan.
I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Dan Woodhouse in Romford. And we got Matt now. He's in Croydon. Good evening, Matt.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello. Yeah, you can't call
you?
in when there's someone already on the phone there. Did you hear Dan's
Yeah,
call?
well, I actually wasn't paying attention, to be honest. It's my own fault, but I thought I'd bring a bit of sanity into your life, you know.
There is no sanity in my world, Matt.
You're sucking on mints, and we can't have that, to be honest.
Well, they're very nice mints. They come from Aldi. 85 pence they were.
85p.
85 pence for all that little pleasure in a tin. Isn't it marvellous?
Well, that's bloody expensive for you, Chris.
It is expensive. Now, you live in Croydon. Do you go on the trams much?
Not really. I used to work at Asda years ago, and that used to be a tram line. But I used to walk, to be honest. I go sometimes on the trams, but they are, not something I use too much. I use the buses more often.
What's it like working at Asda?
I heard Mr. Woodhouse talking about Sainsbury's and all that, supermarkets and all that around here. There's absolutely loads of them.
Oh, is there? Well, he's from Romford. I don't think he knows the area, to be honest, Matt.
He probably doesn't even know his own area, does he?
No, well, I don't know.
But no, I mean, there's Tesco, Sainsbury's. Places closed down around here, and all of a sudden a Tesco's pops up or a Sainsbury's. It's supermarket city around here.
Is it?
You got Tesco locals, Sainsbury's, whatever they call them, and millions of chicken shops and a barber on the corner.
Is that where you have your hair cut?
Oh yeah, I had it cut the other day. Thank you.
I do my own, Matt. I do my own.
Well, you do nowadays, yeah.
Ever since the beginning of lockdown, I bought myself one of those shaving type things, you know, bzzz, them things.
Yeah, I mean,
Trimmers.
to be honest, when lockdown was on, everyone bought those.
Well, we had to. I bought mine right at the beginning of lockdown, and it was like, they're like 16 quid.
Yeah.
Well, I spent £20.
I tell you what, you're lucky to have got one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I say, I bought mine for about 16 quid.
Mm.
And I've been using it ever since. It has now been replaced by another one that was 16 quid only recently. But I bought that right at the beginning of lockdown. And then over the next few weeks, they started going right up. And eventually they were costing like 75 quid, the same thing, because everyone was trying to buy them. Yeah. But I've been using that ever since. Well, and so if you paid £16 for one of those items, right? Well, a haircut is 20. So you've only
But
got to
don't you
do
miss
it once and you've made your money back.
Don't you miss going to the hairdresser and that bloke
Yes,
touching
yes,
your
I
head?
do. Yes, I do, because it does that flame thing, you know, with the little hairs in your ears.
Oh yeah, I had that
Yeah.
the other day. They've never ever done that in my life. And,
Oh, it's
and
great.
I thought he was trying to burn me. I was like, bloody hell, what are you trying to do? And it done the old ear thing.
Yeah, this thing comes out, and they're very good at it. It doesn't burn your ear. Then I tried to do it myself, and I nearly set my head on fire. It's quite difficult to do. You know, you don't hold the flame. You like flick the flame, and then you can hear, you can smell this burning, which is of course the little hairs in your ears that have burnt off.
Yeah. But doesn't it feel great when you've had it done? It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Oh, what a hairdresser! Oh, yes, especially if the whole thing. If you go to one of those Turkish barbers, there's plenty of those in London, and you get the wet towel and all that business. And this,
I was going to say about hairdressers, Chris, because I know you were talking to Daniel about this. You know, you go into hairdressers now, and they don't just cut your hair; they do the bloody beard, and they trim you. You know, and you're sitting there waiting for a haircut, and they're doing their bloody beards.
Well, you mean someone in front of you? You're talking about?
Well, everyone seems to have a beard now, don't they?
No, not us, love. Have you got one?
Well, not. I haven't got one now.
No, I haven't either. I had one for a while. It was a bit grey, and I thought it made me look really old. But nephew Jimmy.
Nephew Jimmy Butler.
Who would be very honest, when I said I was thinking of shaving it off because of my sister, I said, it looks horrible, makes you look old and dirty. And indeed, someone else on the chat box here, some time ago, it's a couple of years ago now, said exactly, there was a couple of people said exactly the same thing. But nephew Jimmy, who knows all things that are young and hip, or at least did at that time, told me, no, leave it alone, it looks really good. So you have to listen to him and not old people. We don't listen to old people, do we, dear?
No. The thing is, if I get a bit of growth, I start getting itchy, and I can't, you know, it itches my neck and everything. I have to shave.
Yeah, that does stop eventually. That does stop after a couple of days. You have to get through that initial itching. Now, to be honest, I could do with a shave now. I'm feeling little protrusions of hard hair, but it's not itching. I know after a couple of days it will start itching. It seems to be as it gets a bit longer, you know.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. And I tell you what, if I grow my beard out, it's all sorts of colours. I'm ginger, I'm grey, and and I don't want that.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry about that, Matt. You still look good.
Unless you're young and pretty, and or you dye your beard, then
we are.
It doesn't look.
Excuse me, we are young and pretty.
Yes, we are young and pretty boys, of course.
Yeah,
yes,
we are.
I wish I was. Yeah.
Never mind, Matt. Never mind. Are you working at? Well, I was just saying, what's it like working in Asda? Is that all right, that job?
Well, I'm not there anymore. I left there 5 years ago, my love.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't know that.
Just DJing, doing a bit of bar work here and there, and that sorts me out.
Where do you do your DJing?
I'm in a bowling alley, so it's fun. It's real fun. There's no pressure on me.
Right.
And it's people come out and ask for requests while they're playing bowling, and it's a real fun job.
Do you get a lot of shout outs that want to be done?
Yeah, but birthday shouts and and as I say, there's absolutely no pressure on you at all. Mm-hmm. You know, you're in there, you can play anything from 60s right up to date, and that's what I do.
What's your favourite songs in the charts at the moment then?
Oh God. I'm not a real. I tell you
don't really
what,
follow
mate,
it, no.
Nothing.
Do you like
nothing?
Do you like Lil Nas X?
Not really.
No.
I tell you what, though, you get these kids coming up, 19, 20, and they're asking for 80s, 90s, and it's unbelievable because that they've actually started appreciating the music from those generations.
Well, my nephew Jimmy is 25. He's got a little boy now.
I've seen on Butler's Empire. Yeah,
not one yet.
No,
about 6 to 9 months old, I think, perhaps something like that. I think it is. Can't remember his exact birthday. But my nephew, 25, his favourite artist,
Madonna.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. Oh,
Frank
yeah,
Sinatra.
yeah.
I kid you not.
Unbelievable. No, I can
Yeah.
believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what, Chris? There's nothing good in the charts anymore.
Oh, there is. No, I don't agree with that.
A little bit.
I think we, for me, excuse me. For me, we went through a period in the 2000s where I really disliked the chart music.
Yeah.
And that's what got me out.
I remember you used to take requests and say, I hate this one, I'm going to the toilet for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I used to put, because you used to be standing there at Evan. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was a period in the 2000s where I actually disliked a lot of stuff I was playing.
Yeah.
And that's what stopped me the DJing. That's what made me give up the DJing.
I think the trouble is that when I'm working in the bowling alley, because it's a kid-orientated place, all that, you have to, everything up to date has got swearing in it, hasn't it?
Well, yes.
But if you go back to the 90s, early 2000s, you're perfectly fine.
That's right. But I have I buy a lot of my stuff and I specifically look for the clean version.
You do the clean, yeah.
Or
yeah.
you can generally find.
But you don't have to do that, do you? Because you don't work in sort of places where there's kids.
No,
and stuff
I mean
like that.
even my little radio show in the morning, I could have swearing in it. It wouldn't bother anyone. We're not regulated at all by Ofcom or anything.
No,
I just don't want it. I just don't. I think it's unnecessary. So if I can't find a clean version of something, almost always someone has uploaded a version to YouTube and has taken out all the words. One of the ways they do it, without actually clipping out the word, they get that little part of the track, say, with a rude word, and they take the word and they reverse it. So you're having the track played. If you listen carefully, you'll hear a swear word reversed. But of course, it doesn't sound like a swear word anymore.
No.
And when you do it like
So
that...
that's acceptable then, isn't it?
Yes, when you do it like that, it doesn't break the rhythm of the song. So it doesn't sound like there's anything missing. And indeed, to be honest, half the time you can't understand what any of them are singing in the songs anyway, right?
No,
and you don't really notice it. So that's one of the ways you can do it. And I can actually do that myself here if I want to.
And what is your favourite song in the charts at the moment, Chris, if you don't mind me asking?
Well,
do you know what? I don't even know what number one is anymore.
I don't think I know what's in the charts.
No.
I have favourites that I play in the chart. I do like Lil Nas X. I really like him. I think he's brilliant.
I think Jack Jones is good.
Jax Jones, isn't it? Jax Jones, yeah.
Some of his stuff's good.
I get a lot of stuff from dance charts. I look at dance charts and see what's in there.
But Chris, do you still have to play them though? Do people ask for them?
I play what I want in the morning.
They never ask me for anything past probably about 2020.
I don't get asked for. Well, I don't really like to take requests in the morning because what you find is that people, you've got an idea because it's not normal radio. It's like, that's your hour. Do what you like, and I have decided that I want to show that sounds like it's a pirate show from a pirate radio station, but with new music, dancey music, right?
Yeah.
So, if I'm playing,
your favourite,
So if I'm playing all this, and now and again I'll throw in a ballad, right? And it'd be like a big ballad, like a Whitney Houston thing, or something with a big orchestra, something like that, right?
What a 12-incher?
No, not for a ballad. Not for a ballad. Anyway, so I want this show to be fairly upbeat and dancey, okay? So you're doing that. Now, if I was to take requests, I can guarantee someone would ask for something that doesn't in any way fit in with that show. And I want that show to sound like that, and then anyone listening will generally know the sort of stuff that they're going to hear. And if you're playing all this stuff and suddenly I throw in a Vera Lynn, well, it doesn't really fit in, does it? You know, there's nothing wrong with Vera Lynn. I like her, but that's not for my show. And I like Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa, yeah. I like Kylie. I like some of the Harry Styles stuff. I think is excellent. I've just got my little thing here. What's the new one? N-Dubs, they've got a new one.
Yeah.
Sigala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie, what's his name?
God, you're more trending than I am, Chris.
Ollie Alexander. I like a lot of his stuff. Mark, there's been a couple of sort of songs out with like gospels. Billy Porter. Billy Porter, I think, is excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah. What about the Eurovision Song Contest bloke? What was his name again? Oh God,
Sam something. He's on TikTok, isn't he, or something like that?
Yeah. See, I want to start doing an internet radio show, Chris. To be honest, and someone's actually.
Well, I mean, joking aside, I think you'd be excellent at that, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're a DJ and you speak.
But I've never done it before. So it's setting it all up and doing it for me. You know, I've never done it before, and I'm not technology minded, so I'd have to have someone to come and set me up. I've got DJ stuff. Obviously, you've got a laptop. You know, and
I've got a mixer.
Pardon?
Have you got a mixer?
Yeah, I've got everything.
Got microphone?
Yeah. Got everything.
Have you got a sound card? How do you play the music from your laptop to your DJ people? How does it come out of the laptop? For a headphone socket?
No, it just goes through. It goes through like a little sort of like a headphone socket, sort of. What do you call it? Like what's it called? A little thing that goes into the side of the laptop, and then I put the red and white lead into the back of the laptop.
Have you got a line in on your laptop?
Yeah.
You got a line in? Yes, not a mic in, a line in.
Yeah, it goes through. Yeah, it goes. Yeah, exactly. So literally, if you press play, it'll come out the laptop speaker, and if you put what's that bloody thing called? And you just put it in, and
line
it comes out. It all. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
yeah.
I think I know what you got there. So laptop, right? So you got your music playing. You'll have that on line out into your mixer. Yeah, and you got your microphone plug. You got your microphone.
So I'd set it up like I was in a pub, basically.
Near enough, yes. Yeah, so you've got the line out coming out of your laptop into your mixer. Yeah. That's the music.
Yeah.
You've got a mic plugged into your mixer. That's the microphone. Yeah. And then your output goes back into your laptop on the line in. Right?
Right.
And there's a little speaker icon in the bottom right-hand side of your thing, which is your inputs and outputs. And you have to have various ticks in boxes. And then you'll have if you was to be like on Reach on Air, for example, you have a little piece of software, it doesn't take up too much space, and it's got little lights on it, like LED meters. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And they tell you how loud it is.
The trouble is, the thing with me is that I'd have to set it all up in my bedroom, you know. With you, you've got your own studio, haven't you, kind of thing.
Yeah, but you don't need that. You can be set up in a bedroom, on a table in the kitchen if you want. Doesn't matter.
Right, okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In actual fact, I want to set up my laptop to be able to do it like that as well. Because believe it or not, I can't do it like that because I'm not set up to do it like that. Because I'm either in here or up at the Luxury Waterside Media Centre in Lincolnshire, otherwise known as the Caravan.
Very posh up there, isn't it?
Very posh. So I'd like to have it set up as well on my laptop. So if I go away, for example, I'm going to Scotland in October, November, right? If I go away, I'd like to be able to still do my little show wherever I am. Because generally 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, there's not much going on anyway. Certainly up in Scotland, a few of the days my niece will be at work. So I'll be on my own up there. And I'd quite like to do my show from wherever I am. So I need to set that up as well, and perhaps that.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
If you have a listen to Reach on Air, where I do my little show in the morning.
Unfortunately, Chris, I don't get up much.
No, you don't need to listen to me.
No, I know I can listen.
I'm just saying, if you listen to reachonair.com, every hour it changes, right? There's a new DJ on there every hour. They could be coming from anywhere in the world. They're usually in the UK, some are in the UK, and you'll see how it works. And there are all different people of varying levels of skill, on there. We don't take the mick out of anyone. Some are better than others. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all about people having a go, and that's where I think you'd be all right.
Well, it's just personality, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
you don't, and you don't get any money from it. You know, there's no wages or anything like that.
No.
They have a free account, which I think allows you to do 2 shows a month or something, or they have another account which is £4.95 a month, which is what I'm on. I pay that, right? £4.95.
You're the Chris Tarrant of Reach on Air, aren't you?
No, I'm not. There's plenty of other people on there. I pay £4.95 a month, and for that I get, I don't know exactly the total shows, but I certainly get 5 1 hour. I get 20 hours or 25 hours a month, depending how many weeks.
And you absolutely love it.
I love it. I absolutely love that in the morning. I get so much fun out of it.
Yeah. I've done local radio stations in the past that have gone out on FM, and I've had breakfast shows, I've had drive time, and I tell you what, driving me to get up and go and sit in a radio studio and talk to people and play your favourite songs is not a job, is it? It's great. But as you say, we don't get paid for it. I mean,
yeah, but you don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to do that anymore. Because of internet radio, you can go in and you can do your show exactly as you want it. There's no one telling you what to play, and you can talk for 20 seconds here.
You haven't got a producer saying, you can't do that, you can't do that.
No, it's no one. I mean, obviously you don't want to piss people off. You don't want to keep swearing or, now and again. Even now and again, sometimes I'll be playing a track and there'll be a swear word on it. I didn't know that was there. Yeah, but that's okay. Nothing happens.
No.
If you start telling people to go around and so is going to be here, we think we need to all go on a march against or go and beat someone up. You can't have any of that going on. Right?
No, of course not.
But you do your show exactly as you want.
Yeah.
And I had a dream when I was a child. I wanted my own radio show, right?
Yeah.
And I did for a while.
You worked for Liberty, didn't you, for a while?
I did Liberty Radio in London, which was great.
Yeah.
I was overnight.
That was paid, obviously.
That was paid, yes. But I did the overnight show, and really overnight, they're not too bothered about what's going on as long as you don't upset anyone. Me and my mate were pretty much left alone. Me and David Rosen, we were left alone to just do what we did, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But you have to drive to the studio and sit there and all this. I ain't got to do anything. I get up in the morning, I go downstairs, I have my breakfast, I come up here, I'm in here around about 8:15 in the morning, and then I get my stuff ready, and bang, 9 o'clock, I do my show, and at 10 o'clock, I finish. By 10:10, I'm walking up to the swimming pool. It's blooming marvellous. Yeah, okay, and we might not have the tens of thousands of listeners that perhaps Roman Kemp have, but I haven't got the strength, the stress either.
For that hour that you plead so many people, that you probably think to yourself, my day's complete now. I've been on the radio, I've played a few songs for people, and it's great. Absolutely great. Yeah.
I actually, and I never thought it when I was doing the chat show in the morning. And I had a little bit of a head issue a couple of years ago, and I just stopped. And within a couple of days, I thought, I need something to do in the morning. And Ross Patzel, it's a very good friend of mine. I've never met him. He said to me, why don't you come back on radio? I don't know about that. And I felt like I was taking a step back from doing a music and chat show to a chat show. But then I did it once, and I thought I'd just try this once, and I did it, and I thought, my God, I've missed doing this, and then I just started doing it.
As you said time and time again, you don't have to prepare for it. You're like the United Kingdom talk that we're on now. Hello, millions of listeners.
Millions.
Hello, everybody.
Viewers everywhere. Thousands.
The thing is, you have to plan that show. Like, if you go up in the morning at, 7:45 and say, right, I'm going to play a bit of music, I'll just say whatever comes into my head, and that's it, isn't it?
No, I don't. I do plan it, though. I do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I've got bits of paper in front of me here. If I show you, can't see.
Have you got your playlist for tomorrow morning's?
Oh, no. I'll do that. I'll do that about 8:15 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I pull it, and I listen to music. I always want to start with something like that's quite in your face, you know. Good morning, everyone. Bang, 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 like that. You know, I don't want anything too soft and sort of, hello, we're here sort of thing.
Do you actually know how many listeners you have?
No idea.
In the data?
No, only from messages. Only with the amount of messages. That's the only thing we know.
Yeah.
They don't release the listening figures for very good reason. Now, I told you there are people on there with various different levels of ability. Some people who have never done it before and that sort of thing.
No,
Okay?
no.
And there are some people that have been doing it for a while. And obviously, some people will have a lot more listeners than others. That's how it is, right? And I think the idea is that they don't want people to leave and feel that they are anything sort of diminished from someone who might have a couple of hundred people listening and you might just have one person listening. Well, you don't really want to know that, do you?
No,
which would indicate you'll think, oh, well, I'm not really that good at this. I think I'll give up.
Yes.
Well, you know, why would you do that? It's like, and this is why I hate the X Factor so much and that sort of thing. There are people who go to the X Factor and for their whole lives have been built up to that moment being on the X Factor.
Yeah, exactly.
They may well not be able to sing. But in my mind, if that's the case, you should never have let them have got that far because they are put on that stage to be ridiculed.
Yeah, exactly.
And it must destroy so many people that.
Oh, it must do.
Similarly, but not on the same sort of level, like I just said to you, if there are people on Reach and they've just started and they might not be very good at it, and there's someone who's really good at it, they've got, I don't know, 100 listeners, they've got one, and then they say, well, Ross Patzel, 100 listeners, and Chris Reardon, 1 listener. I look at that and think, blimey, I must be really bad at this. I was enjoying it, but I think I'll give it up. And that, I think, is why they don't release the listener figures, which is fine. Which is fine.
Yeah,
but you accept that, you know. I know that there are some presenters on there that have been on there in the past, and they keep, oh, why don't they release the listeners figures and all that? And they want to know, but it doesn't really bother me. The whole numbers thing has never really bothered me that much. Really, you know,
that's fine.
I do.
When you got your own followers from your karaoke's, and they sing and they follow you, so you've got your own little following, and that's it, isn't it?
And
really,
what you're saying there, the key word there you said was little. Okay, I have a little following, but that's okay. I'm grateful for that, you know. But sometimes I look at the YouTube and then I see some stuff on YouTube, and the picture quality is dire. And they have no way of holding a camera. It's all over the bleeding place like that. And then you look, 120,000 views. And then I look at mine, 200 or 1.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why is it so bad? And I do think that sometimes. But then I think to myself, no, there are, as you just said, a small following. And 200, whatever, it is small. You can't really look at the number of subscribers. I think I'm not up to 2,000 subscribers.
I mean, I've done karaoke, and I realise that, you know, a lot of people will travel far and wide to do karaoke. I've met some of your people that you've actually had in your venue, and I've had them in my venue.
Have you?
Probably, yeah. What was his name? Oh God, a bald fella who always sings raps. What was it?
Black or white?
No, he's a white fella, and he's always sings rap songs. And he really brings the crowd up. But I tell you what, these karaoke blokes or girls or whatever, they will travel far and wide to sing karaoke. You really do get your followers, don't you? With karaoke.
Well, to be honest, not so much at Central Station. That's quite local, that is. But certainly at Belushi's in Hammersmith was one like that.
Okay,
They used to come from miles around.
I do miss Belushi's.
I miss that so much.
Yeah,
I really miss that. I think you should give that internet radio thing a go. Have a little look around. Just set up a free account. See how you get on. See if you can get it working.
Yeah.
At least try and get it working.
I mean, I'd like someone to come and set me up and
Yes.
put it all on the internet for me because I have no idea.
I'd be happy to come over and do that. But see how you get on first. So let me just repeat what I said to you earlier. So you got your laptop playing out the music, output from laptop into mixer, microphone into mixer, and then output from mixer back into laptop, and of course some way of you hearing it as well.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But it has to get out onto the internet somehow. Obviously.
That's right. And if
so
you
have to sort of log on to the site or something, do you?
If you look on the Reach on Air site, just
go. I'm going live or something. Or
yeah. If you look on the Reach on Air site, it tells you where is it? Get involved. You see reachonair.com. Along the top it says get involved. First one down, how to DJ. Have a look. It
was someone that's on sort of what was it called, London Groove Radio or something like that was advertising for DJs today, and I thought I might
yeah,
something like that. Yeah, there are so many now, aren't there?
There are thousands of them, thousands and thousands. Some will be easier to work than others. Just depends what you want there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Lovely to speak to you, and. But you better come for dinner with me sometime soon.
Oh, I know about this dinner. Let me just get my calendar for me now, darling. One moment, please.
It's been too long since I took you to a tacky restaurant in Croydon, isn't it?
Oh, did you say you were paying?
It wasn't that bad, was it?
Did you say you were paying?
Oh, yeah, all right.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do tomorrow then.
All right, Chris. Love you lot.
Oh, are you going now? I thought you wanted to discuss paying for a meal for me.
You might have another caller coming in.
Oh, that's very doubtful. Very doubtful.
What's that other bloke that you've had Dan Woodhouse? What's that other bloke that talks to you?
Oh, George often rings in. He rings in quite late.
Yeah. He's probably trying to ring in. Bless his cotton sock.
Now listen, try and set that up and let me know how far you get.
I will do.
Do it.
I might need your help. I might call you privately tomorrow or the next day or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. See you, Matt.
Bye, Chris.
Bye now.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. There's Matt in Croydon. Yes. DJ in a roller skate place. I don't think I've ever done that. We've got a few texts coming in there. John Parrish says, here's a question for the gang. What is a real friend, and how many do you consider a true one? Thank you, John. There's a question. What do you consider is a real friend? Someone who's always there for you, I think. Someone who will always answer the phone. Someone who will always be there for you. That is a true friend, isn't it? Gary Ross, do you not stream Tuesday nights karaoke, Chris? No, that's finished now, Gary. It never got busier. Didn't work. We tried it since February. I think we started doing that, didn't we? But we've cancelled the Tuesday night. I'll be honest with you, I've been trying to cancel it for weeks, telling them, it's no problem at all if you want to knock this on it, because it just didn't get any busier. I think one of the reasons was the actual venue was a bit far away from the tube station, like something like a 15 to 20 minute walk, and people just don't want to walk, So I think that's why there. Stephen Dagenham says, I bet the naked cyclists never had any toilet worries. Do you think so? Oh dear. Do you think they just went as they went along? How awful. Vera. Chris, have you ever thought about doing a mobile radio, take your radio show on the road? Would it be possible to do? Yes, in fact, one of my friends does it. He's the one that says text in now. What's his blooming name now? I can't remember his blooming name. Is it text Chris Reardon now on 07451 287 337? I can't think of his blooming name for a minute. But yes, you basically just need a laptop, a microphone, and a mixer. It's as simple as that. Really. I'm not set up to do that, but I want to be set up to do that. Just a small mixer. Obviously, it won't be something like this with me, which you'll notice that's all. I was saying on the radio show, I've got my microphone in a different position. There it is. So it sticks up now rather than comes across. Because those of you that listen to the radio show, I was saying to you about these bits of elastic, wasn't I? Okay, well, here we go. You can see them here now. Yeah, these little bits of elastic, which means, right, if I bang that desk, it doesn't transmit to the microphone. It doesn't. You don't hear this banging going on. So that's the whole idea of having these bits of elastic going across here, right, up and down like a cat's cradle. It's called. Now, when the microphone is on the side, that doesn't work so well because all the elastic is kind of pulled downwards. So I said to you I'd show you that, all right? So it's more like... And the reason it's like that is because I saw it on Talk Radio. I thought, well, it works for them, you know, so why doesn't it work for me? But yes, indeed, Vera, you're absolutely right. I could take the laptop around, maybe do a show from Central Station. In actual fact, Vera, many years ago, I was on another internet station called CMP Radio. And we used to do an hour live from the Black Cap. Like a roadshow. It was 70s and 80s night. I think, have a recording of that somewhere, of one of them. I tell you who, I bet probably Ross Patel has recordings of. He records everything, Ross. Live radios. I've got one here. Vera. Don't know how to send that to you, though. I'll tell you what, I'll upload that. Hang on a minute. To Dropbox, I think. For Vera. I'll upload one to my Dropbox for you after we finish the show. Oh, blimey, is it 30 minutes or 10 already? I'll up one of them to my Dropbox and I'll send you a link, Vera, and you'll be able to listen to that, okay? We literally, that's 2003. That's nearly 20 years ago now. Gosh. I'm a bit... I'm trying to see if I can play a little bit. I've got to be so careful with playing bits of music, though. Hang on a minute, I'll mute it. You won't be able to hear this. Oh, yeah, no, it's music on there. I don't dare play that. No, we can't play that. All right. So I'll upload that to my Dropbox and send you a link later. Vera says, tell Gary Ross that the Pussycat song has not gone away. It will be returning, especially for Gary Ross. Vera singing about her pussy. How blooming marvellous, all right? On the subject of friends, Vera says, I had friends, about one or two, but not best friends. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I read this out already? Yes, I have. I beg your pardon. And she says, Dan, most of the people I went to school with, I would say about 40% of them has died. Yeah, but you got 20 years on Dan. He's only 40. He's only in his 40s. You're early 60s, aren't you? I'll be 60 next year. I lay in bed thinking about that. How am I 60 next year? Because I certainly don't feel it. We all get aches. I get aches and pains now in the most odd places. And I don't mean anything rude by that. Oh, what's that? That's the first time that's happened, like something in your leg or your foot, usually, or your back twinges. Can't believe it. And as you all know, we're all lucky to be here. It can strike you at any time. As Dan was saying, one of his friends, was it 16 or 18, died at 18? You just no idea when it'll ever happen, which makes you wonder why we all hang on to money. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I don't spend anything. Mind you, on the other hand, there's nothing I really want. I suppose I could have got into the pension and bought myself a £4,000 microphone, Newman. I got microphones, £4,000. Would you have noticed the difference? Probably not. Instead, I got this one for 25 quid. Here, look, 25 quid that was. It's got a little light on it. I showed you last week. It's the same one I've got in the caravan because the last one has failed. The old one has failed. Vera says, on the subject of the people that died, perhaps they couldn't handle life after school. Yeah, I get that. I stayed on in sixth form because I was scared of the outside world. It was a complete and utter waste of time for me staying on in sixth form. Utterly waste of time. I didn't gain anything else because I wasn't very clever at school. I really wasn't clever in school. Okay. I still don't consider myself particularly clever. There are certain things I do, but I have great trouble learning things now. I think I always did, to be honest. You know, and I stayed on in sixth form, and then we left school, and I had kind of a couple of part-time jobs, and my dad told me to get a job, and my mum arranged a job as a gardener. And the morning came, and I didn't go. And my dad went mad when he came back. Why have you got to go to work and all this? And I didn't want to tell him. I was scared to meet a new load of people. I was scared of going to work because I wasn't used to that. And eventually what I did to please my dad is I went full time at this little part-time supermarket, at this little supermarket that I worked in part-time. I said, can I go full-time? And I said, yeah, of course you can. And I got on all right with there, actually, that supermarket. It was in Putney. Yes, Vera says, I guess the people that died couldn't handle life after school. Quite a few ended up in prison, car crash, murdered, cancer, mental institutions, glaucoma, blind. She says, I guess I was the lucky one to come out the other side. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you could say you could say the same for people that go to clubs, to be honest. I mean, I did my clubbing in the 90s and part of the 2000s. I stopped going out about 12 years ago now. But other people carry on. And I don't think you can do these things over a certain age. Well, you can, but not perhaps to the extent. I mean, I certainly couldn't see myself turning up at a club now at 3:30 in the morning and dancing until 1 o'clock in the afternoon like I did. And then the next night, going out and getting to a club at midnight and dancing until 6 a.m. 3 nights a week we did that. But one of my friends carried on doing it, and I haven't seen him for years now. And last time I saw him, it was a bit of a mess, you know. Stephen Dagenham says, look at Suat on YouTube. Do you want to send that again, Steve? That hasn't come through right. George Bond isn't calling in today. Thank you very much, George, for your comment there. Chris Lotz is in the house. Hello to Chris. He's over there in the States. Evening, Chris. Sorry, you sent this at 9 o'clock, didn't you? Had a bit of a wait. We've had a lot of calls here. Chris says, good morning, afternoon or evening. Great show as always. Thank you, Chris. Just thought I'd send an email and say hi. I'm not sure if you watch your arch rival on YouTube, Butler's Ember. Of course I do. It's my brother-in-law and sister. They're doing cakes at the moment, aren't they? Oh, no, there's a new video up. They had school dinner thing. Well, what's it now? There's a new video up now. It's just appeared this afternoon, I think. I can't remember what one it is now. But recently they went to Brixton. Yeah, I saw that one. And they were revisiting some of Martin's old stomping grounds when he was a kid. Have you ever thought about doing a Chris Reardon on the road type video where you go and visit some old places when you were a kid? We'd all get a kick out of seeing. If you are up to it, have a great rest of the week. Thank you for that suggestion, Chris. And that is a good suggestion, something that Martin has also told me to go and do. And I actually would like to go round to a couple of places, to be honest. Roehampton, where I was mainly brought up, 1969. We moved there. But before that, we were in Peckham. And I'm sure Vera would agree with this. I'm not so sure I should be getting out my mobile phone and filming things in Peckham. It's a bit dodgy. That being said, I have a friend there called Blakey, and I keep promising to meet up with him to have pie and mash. There's a pie and mash shop in Peckham. 2 pie and mash for like $6.99 or something ridiculous like that. And I quite like the idea of I wouldn't drive. I'd get a train in from here because I don't go on trains much. Like Dan, I really like trains. Funnily enough, I was watching someone's garden railway the other day on YouTube. You know, he's got this got a shed with various different little railway sidings in it and model railways. I don't know if he was Garden G gauge or double O gauge actually, which one's smaller than the other. And then you get the really small modern trains called N gauge. I know a little bit about them. Anyway, so he set this thing up in his garden. And you'd be quite talented to do something like that, you know, DIY wise. It's not just a case of getting a few tracks and plugging them into each other like I did as a child on the carpet. You get these tracks and you plug them into each other, and then you put your train on, turn the thing, and round it goes. Now, if you want a garden railway, you know, you've got to have all sorts of little ramps going around and like bits of wood or concrete and sidings, and then they make all the little garden bits, and they're very, very talented people. Rod Stewart has a massive train. Oh, he's got a big house, hasn't he? You know, he's got a massive train layout, and so has Pete Waterman, you know, from Stock, Aitken and Waterman. They're big model railway enthusiasts. But these people, they build them all themselves. Now, you can get someone to come into your house, and probably the garden as well, and say, like, I'd like a model railway. And they're like, what would you like? Oh, I don't know. I'd like something around there. Could you come up with a plan? And they will make you a plan, and you look at it. Yes, please, I'll have that done. And they will come in and build that for you. I would assume this is not a cheap thing to do. You know, but they would build it for me, and then when it's done, all you've got to do is control the damn thing. I've also seen model railways, and I don't know if you've tried any of these, Dan, but there's one model railway computer program that keeps getting advertised on TikTok at the moment, and basically it's the same as a computer game. You know, you've got a screen in front of you, and little trains are going around tracks, and you press various things, I suppose, with your mouse or some sort of controller thing, and you send it down different lines and things like that, which is quite fun. I'd rather have. I wouldn't mind a little model railway in the garden going round and round like that. You know, for what purpose? I'm not quite sure. Let's take a call. Hello, who's on the line there, please? Hello. Can you hear? Oh, hang on, that's still ringing, isn't it? Oh, I can't take that call. I don't think I can take that call for some reason. I don't know why, but I can't take that call. Do you want to try again? That's not worked. I don't know why that... What's this here? Hang on. I don't know why I couldn't take that call for some reason. Do you want to try again? Starting 49. Where's 49 then? What country is 49? Let's have a look. I don't know where 49 is, actually. 49. That's 49. Germany. Oh, that must have been Stu. Do you want to try again, Stu? I couldn't take that call for some reason. It was just... I was clicking it, but it wouldn't come up there, Stuart. All right. Vera says, just get one of those throwaway cameras for Peckham. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. No, it would have to be a video. I'd do a little bit of talking and that sort of thing in there, wouldn't it, Vera? Thank you. Gary, it's Scotch eggs today. Yes, Scotch eggs. They were comparing homemade Scotch eggs and one you buy from shops and stuff like that. And I've no doubt in my mind that the homemade ones would have tasted better, especially if my sister's cooked them, because she's a pretty good cook. In actual fact, all the girls in our family are pretty good cooks. Her, my niece, fantastic. Everything from scratch. No takeouts in her house. Certainly not. My niece is a brilliant cook, and indeed my nephew's wife, Stacey, makes lovely dinners. She makes me a corn cottage pie. Oh, it's so delicious when she makes me that. Oh, it's so delicious. And she makes cakes and all sorts of stuff, you know. But Scotch eggs there we're doing on the show today. Let's just read. I haven't been in the chat box for a while, have I? Let's have a look. Let's just scroll up a bit there. Where should we go to? Hello to Sprinter Van Life. Evening, Sprinter Van Life. Little but loyal. Thank you very much, sir. Where are we going? Simon Smith. There we are. Hello to Simon Smith. Ronnie Man is there. Evening, Ronnie. who says, definitely you do not look 60. Well, I'm not yet, thank you very much. Not till next year, if you don't mind. Huh? I need to be a bit blacker, like Vera. Then you won't be able to tell my age. Thank you, Ronnie. You're very kind. Stock Aitken women, they found the Reynolds girls. Well, of course, they had a lot of people on their books, as you know, Dan. Jason Donovan. And he had trouble with drugs, didn't he, some years ago? But he got out of that. Kylie Minogue. Donna Summer did some work with them. Sonia, Rick Astley. It's funny, when you hear some of those songs of the 80s, the Rick Astley, Sonia, Kylie songs, they will all interchange with each other. You can take the tune of one and put the words to another to them and it all matches up. Very clever. They called themselves the Music Factory, didn't they? Stock Aitken and Waterman there. I'd Rather Jack. Do you remember that one? Simon Smith? Yes, I'd Rather Jack. Duh, duh. I'd Rather Jack too. I remember that. Let's see if I can find that for tomorrow morning. I'd Rather Jack. Reynolds Girls, isn't it? Reynolds Girls. I'll try and find that for tomorrow morning's radio show. Reynolds Girls. Thank you. Ah, it's Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Do you know, I was thinking about you the other day while I was in the swimming pool. I was thinking about you, Jeff. I was up at the caravan last week, and funnily enough, I got up there on, you know what time I get there, like Sunday morning at about 2 a.m. And I noted that my neighbours were there. I got up Sunday morning, and as I was leaving the caravan at about 11:30 to go up to my sister's house, and as I went past, they were out. I said, "Oh, hello." And they said, "Hello." I said, "I'm the caravan next door. I'm Chris. Pleased to meet you. Are you up all week?" And they were literally just going. They come up for the weekend, you see, you know, because we like a bit of peace and quiet. That's why you were the best ever neighbours, Jeff. You were so quiet, and I hope I was quiet for you as well. And Jeff and his Mrs. Linda says, "Hi, Chris. Hope you're well." Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Jeff. Nice to hear from you. And, well, it's 10 o'clock. I think we'll wrap up there, boys and girls, if that's okay with you. Uptown Funk to the tune of Uptown Girl. Does that go? Gary Ross, Mel and Kim as well. Yes, they were in the same sort of boat, weren't they, as Stock, Aitken and Waterman. They certainly were. There's Simon. He's watching, enjoys watching the family. Stu, my call isn't getting through. Yeah, it wasn't working there, Stuart. It was up there ringing, and I kept pressing the green button, but it just didn't answer. I don't know why that was, Stu. Sorry that didn't work for you there, my friend. All right, it would be nice to talk to you, but we're done now anyway. So, Stuart. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining us for our little show today, boys and girls. There'll be another one for you next Wednesday at the same time, 8 o'clock. And by then, I'll have gone to see Barry Manilow, because next Monday is my trip to Cardiff. 3 years I've been waiting on this. We booked the tickets and then the pandemic happened. And they kept cancelling the show and moving it. Well, it's happening next Monday. Barry is now in the country. Actually, I think tonight he's at the O2. He's somewhere in the country tonight playing, and I'll be down Cardiff next week. I'm so looking forward to seeing Barry. It's been years, and I get the feeling it might be the last time as well, because he's getting on a bit now, and perhaps like the Queen, you know, maybe he can't quite do the travelling as much as he used to. We don't know, but it'd be nice to see him. All right, thanks ever so much for staying on the show today. I hope you have enjoyed it. Tomorrow morning, I'll be doing my little music and chat show. There it is. Okay, reachonair.com. Tomorrow just after the 9 o'clock news. I shall now go down and have a cup of tea and a bag of cheese and onion crisps. The new Walker's ones, incidentally, with 40% less salt. How marvellous. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Good night now.